So I just got through with watching the first part of the animated Watchmen movie. I'm going to release this whenever I can watch the second part. Um, this felt weird. I like the way it looks, but I don't like the way they use the colors. Everything pops out a little too much for this dark story. This is still rated R, and there are a lot of censorship. There's a lot. The hookers don't look like hookers. Um, the violence is way toned down. The actual catalyst of what the comedian did, which I don't think I can quite say on YouTube, it is removed down to not. I mean, it still kind of happens, but it's not as far in. I'm trying to dance around the subject, but if you know Watchmen, you know what I'm talking about. It's it's toned down still. A lot of elements feel really, really toned down. Or like, I don't think the gore is necessary, but there are certain moments and things like this might seem weird, um, but Doctor Manhattan's man parts aren't shown at all. And in the book, him not having them when he builds that big castle in the sky was supposed to symbolize him no longer being truly one of the humans. That's missing. There's a lot of small details that add to the allegories and things like that that are missing that the original first movie had. But there's also smaller background details and world building elements that are only in this and the book, not including the show because the show is god awful and it ruins a lot of the point of the book. So I'm not even gonna bring that in the subject, but I just wanted to make my opinions on that very, very clear. Um, but it's like there's a lot of weird choices, but a lot of the other elements that weren't shown in the movie are shown in this. As of right now, I wouldn't recommend watching it, but that's only with part one, so it's an incomplete story. My opinion could change because the movie's ending is slightly altered from the book's ending, and they might do something a little different with this than either of them from the way it looks. So I don't know. The mystery element is a lot more compelling compared to either the book or the movie, which I like, but yeah, this one feels kind of odd to me as of right now. So I'll just have to wait to see it for part two, but as of right now, I cannot recommend it. So after so long, sorry it took so long by the way, I have finally finished watching Watchmen Part 2, and it is pretty good. This one's a better adaptation than the first one. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I had a huge hang up on the kind of toned down nature, but as I'm thinking on it, with, giving so much time, a lot of time in between them, I think that that's a good thing because the Snyder movie really overly emphasized the blood and all that. The ending is slightly different from the books, but it's good. I like the ending, and it leaves a lot of things a little happier and more open to interpretation. Even possibly a sequel. I doubt we'll get that, especially with the restructuring of Warner Brothers and everything. But this one was really, really good. The animation still holds up. The pacing is wonderful. Um, yeah, no, this is a great adaptation. The best one is still the book, but this is probably the second best adaptation out there with both the parts in mind. Granted, it took a very long time for both parts to come to HBO Max, as it is now being called yet again. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm glad I finally got to finish this one, and no, this was fun. I am excited for a lot of upcoming Warner Brothers projects, much more than Marvel, sadly. Yeah,